Honorable Minister, I know you want to leave, but we are doing your job and basically helping your ministry, because we cannot defend all these without the answers. 2 or 3, UDC. UDC on your page 35, planned outputs. Could you please give documentations to our Secretariat on the ownership or government involvement in all these projects? Because when we appear before the Budget Committee will want to know what does government own in this, why is it investing in it, what's the outcome, and eventually they will ask what is expected, the impact of UDC investments to the economy. So would like to know all this. I think you have put from 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yes, 7. And also still UDC. I think UDC has a very good working relationship with the Ministry of Finance. From the look of things, Honorable Minister, because UDC presents this today. The next day it will come up with something different. Even when you say these figures, no, UDC will somehow maneuver. Would like to appreciate that good working relationship between UDC and Ministry of Finance, but as a committee, would also do our job. And I would like to ask the Minister, do you set your ceilings of your votes, especially in the manufacturing? Because we have seen votes that come up today with this, then the next day they come up with this. So meaning it's the Ministry of Finance that sets for you the vote ceiling. It's not the ministry, according to what UDC has put.
Now, when I go to your presentation, the other issues colleagues have raised them. Honorable Minister, I am going to demonstrate at the end of this meeting by removing all my clothes. Yes, I am going to demonstrate and I will remain naked. And the permanents don't run away. Yes, over my cocoa factory in Bundibugyo. I cannot be on the committee of trade for 5 years. And the cocoa factory, the president directed, I have a letter from the president, a copy, directing the then minister, Honorable Amelia Chambade, in 2016, to find, he directed the Minister of Finance and the Minister of Trade. The money UDC is putting as an unfunded priority for this factory for the last 10 years. You are giving it to Sangavet, you are giving it to what? You are things that we don't even know about. So why don't I demonstrate? Remove my... How do you want me to demonstrate?
The eyes have it.
That the eyes have it. But I'm very serious. Honorable Minister, tell us the truth. What is happening with the money we give to UDC every year? Why do we pass money here, appropriate money here, and you go and put money elsewhere where we didn't agree? Why don't you tell us the truth that there is a force somewhere that allocates this money? Like a colleague said, now you have started dodging the committee, you allocate money through supplementary budget to those other things that we don't know, and things that don't help Ugandans. Then what are we doing here? Speaking for the coffee factory, I am speaking for the Noya factory, I am speaking for all those that we have passed here in the committee.
The Busoga.
The Busoga, the sugar. Yes. Now we are seeing things that we did not even know about. You never presented them to us. And you're the ones where you are putting the money.
But I've taken very keen interest on our brother, honorable member, who said he was going to undress in regard to his about his cocoa factory. No,
Honorable.
You are not going to. You are not going to. That's why I delayed. I would have gone earlier. One thing about UDC, the ministry has done a lot of work behind work as far as government is concerned. We have, you see, the capitalization of UDC was 500 billion shillings. But about 2 years ago, we put cabinet capitalization of UDC. We have made it 5 trillion, knowing of the need of financing. And of course, I cannot come here and say that I want 5 trillion shillings. But the ministry, after capitalizing it 5 trillion, we have considered what is happening at the UDC to cut the story short. As you said, do you have good relations with the Minister of Finance? Yeah, well, let's say we have the same good relations as government, but it is a question of how one pushes from his own docket. What we have done is that we have contacted development partners and who are ready to take us to the funding people. For instance, the first development partner we have gone to is African Continental Free Trade Area. They have financial institutions which are quite ready to meet the requirements of the bankable documents that we have at the moment. And we agreed with them. They have even brought, like Africanism, we have got it now in our ministry, TDA, and all those financing institutions that are related to African Continental Free Trade Area. And as I said, of course, we had to know what is required, like your cocoa factory, like Noya, like everywhere, and like Usogaland, all of them. And all this, as I said, we could not have come with a total bill here. The ministry has taken big steps towards that. And the only thing which is remaining, we have a total amount of bankable documents, including yours, including most of them which you have mentioned here, which we have given to UDC. They have prepared them, and we are presenting them to our partners, as I said. And these all bankable documents, they are actually, up to now, they are about, they are 300 billion shillings, of which I can't come here and say I am asking for 300 billion. And so far, those 300 billion projects, it is including your, and we are taking them to Minister of Finance so that they give us a solvent guarantee, and we are going to get this money from our development partners, as I've said. So I'm rushing out, but I don't want you to say you are going to address or anything.
Indeed, I am not happy with the Ministry of Trade. I am not happy with the government because this cocoa factory in Bundibugyo has been an issue. We have talked about it with the president, we have talked about it in the caucus, we have talked about it in the committee. By the way, this is an issue that the president knows very well, because the president himself, in a directive to the Minister of Trade and Finance then, in 2016, the president directed that government must find money, put up a factory, a processing plant for cocoa, so that our farmers, our people, and the whole country can benefit from the value addition. At the moment, we are still exporting dry beans, unprocessed, not even cleaned. We just pick the cocoa beans, ferment and dry and pack, and then export to Europe. And you look at the money we are fetching from our exports of cocoa, it's very little because we are not adding any value. And that processing would also create jobs for our people. And you know, the people were mobilized, the district is mobilized. The district even went ahead and provided land. Now, all we have done is just to do a feasibility study and stop there.
It's not the committee's case, it comes from the ministry. Of course, being a member of the committee, he has a leeway to have the first input on it and to access. True, but from the goodwill of the members and everyone else around, we all agreed that undressing would not help, would not be the end solution to this. But we agreed with the Ministry of Trade that we will help those areas that we think are pertinent, especially the cocoa. The minister agreed with us that UDC has so many projects that will need to be funded, and they are working round the clock to get funding, and we will support.
Yeah, when the minister responded and said, no, you see, the problem has been the capitalization of UDC. Now that UDC has been capitalized and their value has now increased from 500 billion to 5 trillion, and the cocoa factory is a priority, and they are looking for immediate funding for it. Then I say, okay, because I really wanted to demonstrate today in the committee before the minister and the permanent secretary, I wanted to demonstrate by stripping naked. But let me wait for what the minister has said, because I'm sure even the government is concerned, because we have raised this matter for a long time. I cannot be a member of the Committee on Trade. And by the way, my interest to be a member of this committee was specifically because of that issue of the cocoa factory. And now 4 years are gone. Every year it comes as an unfunded priority. Why every year? At least this year they should have provided the money to start off. But I am a bit convinced by the explanation of the minister, because what he has explained seems to hold water. So I will be able to explain to the people that we can be patient a little bit, because now that the UDC has been given more money and it is UDC supposed to supervise its operationalization, we can still be patient for just a little while.